Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Greetings, one and all. Welcome to another live from the Mathematical University. Brother King Simon is in the building. How you doing? Countdown still going, baby. We still counting down. Oh man! After yesterday's breakdown of karma and dharma, boy, a lot of people been checking it out. So big up to that. And I've been hearing the word again, karma and dharma popping up. But I'm honored to be with all of you today. I want to change this background real quick, and the countdown is all ready, but I want to make it a more smoother background, if you don't mind. It's going to be a more smoother background. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in yesterday, and I want everybody, as you know, share, like, and subscribe. Tell people that are going on the spiritual journey to tune in to their brother King Simon. Tune into your brother King Simon. Like, subscribe, share, and comment if you must. Big up to the people that I'm broadcasting on TikTok also right now. I'm broadcasting on TikTok, so enough respect to TikTok, enough respect to Facebook, enough respect to YouTube, enough respect to IG, and enough respect to Twitter X. Today's topic, getting direct to the point. Boom. The ripple effect, a numerovational perspective. What you see on the screen as far as the universe is concerned, that's also like similar to a ripple effect going on in the universe. And the universe is all about the ripple effect. Water is all about the ripple effect. How you speak, what you say is all about ripple effect. Everything you do and don't do is about the ripple effect. So we're going to break down the numbers connected to that ripple effect. And I want to thank people like Billy Carson and Elizabeth Carson, who they were speaking about it yesterday on their platform on Forbidden Knowledge TV. And I said to myself, yeah, you know what? Let me get into that also. I like where they went with it, and I'm going to go with it from different perspective. Of course, I like to rip out books and all kinds of stuff. And those that are on TikTok, thank you very much for the first time. If you're tuning in on TikTok for the first time, I'm going to open up the space, of course. Let me open up the space. And matter of fact, let me see if I can open. Let me open that space just like that. Okay, so let me see. These sizes look good. Open up the space and do a little editing in the background, if you don't mind me doing a little editing in the background. Sometimes you have to do that. Boom, and push things up a little so I can get a good, right, there you go. All right, and save that. So people in the background that are watching me, y'all know that y'all are watching me on TikTok doing what I do. If you are first time watcher, please put a number 2 in the chat. If you're first time watcher of King Simon, the Numerovator, please put your number 2 in the chat. Also, just want to remind people, if you want to get tickets to see the one, the only Professor James Smalls in Atlanta, please go to my Linktree. This is for the public event, not the private event. This is for the public event. The public event will be at the YG Cafe, 640 Evans Street, Southwest Atlanta, from 1 to 5 p.m. Get your tickets via Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And it will advise you also on Linktree about the private event that we're doing on Sunday, April the 7th. No holds bar, private all day Q&A symposium Only 33 people allowed. It's $99 for the whole day. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be a no holds barred, no videotape, no audio tape. Nothing can be taped when Professor Smalls answer questions. Wherever you come from it, however you're going to bring it, Professor Smalls will answer it because he's one of the living legends that's been doing this for over 40, 50 years. I've been doing it for over 50 years to be exact. So if you're a first-time listener to King Simon, please, by all means, please put that number 2 in the chat. Again, today's topic, and I want to stress that today's topic is the ripple effect. The ripple effect. Big up to those that are on TikTok that's watching me for the first time on TikTok. Big up to all of y'all. So yeah, we are broadcasting live on TikTok. Enough respect to every one of you. So let me make sure that everything is going well. All right, family. Just want to also remind you that this coming Sunday, we'll be interviewing the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore. Yeah, Dr. Shakira Moore will be with us on Sunday, March the 3rd. Happy Women's History Month. I forgot to say that yesterday. Happy Women's History Month. Forever, forever, ever. Women beyond the month of March. This month of where spring is going to spring out and everything is starting to grow because of the culmination and the combination and the connection that all of the atmosphere is making to make. I already see my flowers blooming, my cherry trees are blooming and all that kind of stuff. And they're blooming plants. Of course, on Wednesday, we'll be back with the Healing Vibes show. Big up to my beautiful sister and co-host from out of Toronto, Canada, the one, the only Kerry Ann Ingram. And then on the 13th, we have Hadia Barbell. I don't have that flyer, that promotion yet, but I have Hadia Barbell coming on the 13th of March, that Wednesday. And then I have World of Girls. I got the World of Girls, the legendary female R&B and reggae group, good friends of mine for many years, the World of Girls, Sunday, March the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. World of Girls will be on here, of course, saluting these beautiful sisters for Women's History Month. We're supporting our sisters for the Women's History Month. We'll be sprinkling a few men in there, but it's all good. And like I said, Professor James Smalls will be in Atlanta in April, from April 6th to April 7th, 2 days, a public and a private. And then I'll be heading to New York for a 2-day thing with the Spiritual Legacies, with Ma'a Bowman being one of the featured speakers. Myself, Ma'a Bowman from Fig Tree, Dr. Sabi's healing wife from the beginning, who started it, who was making all the food and making all the products in the background. And also Unc Rising Sun will be speaking, Mama Ella will be speaking, and there will be a healing sound bowl meditation by Kofunya Ife, and me and her going to do something a little different. I'm going to do some numerovation over the healing bowls. We're going to do a little something different. So I'm going to talk to her about that. And we're going to do that also probably on this day. The next day will be on Sunday, April the 14th, where myself, the legend himself, Lloyd Strayhorn, will be in the building. Adara Moselle and Dr. Shakira Moore is going to happen Sunday, April the 14th. That's Sunday, April the 14th at Nicholas, Brooklyn. And of course, at Nicholas, Brooklyn, they got the next week after, we got April 27th and 28th. Riza Islam will be in Nicholas, Brooklyn. All right. Enough respect to everybody. I'll run the rest of the advertisement down after I'm finished. Okay. Are y'all ready? Okay. If you can hear me clearly, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me clearly, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me clearly, put the number 1 in the chat. Yes. Broadcasting on Facebook also. I got to make sure my Facebook page is also streaming. TikTok, y'all seeing a lot. So big up to TikTok. They seeing a lot. I got to big up to TikTok. They are seeing a lot in the background because I have my phone. Got to make sure that Facebook is seeing this. So I have to, not just only me, but public, and save. There we go. Facebook is now seeing it officially on my King Simon page. We're broadcasting there. So good. Boom. So I could take that off. Okay. So Brother Billy Carson and Sister Elizabeth Carson spoke on the ripple effect last night. And that was very good. And I like what KT was saying, especially with health, because even in your health and what you eat and what you intake can cause a ripple effect also. That's why the old saying was, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. So, you know me, I like to go to the dictionary meaning of the ripple effect. Ripple effect, we're going to Google that up, effect, and its meaning. Yes, we're going to go to the dictionary. I have to go to the dictionary and, and share with my peoples. All right. So people can get the gist of what's going on and what they're saying in the dictionary world. And it's important that we recognize that. And boom, I want to make sure. Let me put that over here. Let me put it on the big screen. Boom. The word ripple effect, or that saying, refers to a situation in which one event causes a series of other events to happen. It is a series of things that happen as the result of a particular action or event. The term is often used colloquially to mean a multiplier in a macroeconomics. Even small changes to packaging have a significant ripple effect. Troubles in one's corner, such as mortgage, have profound ripple effects on investments, which seems far removed. But let's look at this. I like these two meanings right here. We're going to snatch those two meanings, copy that, and take it back to the page and put it in. So, interesting enough about the word ripple effect. So this is a very powerful word, so to speak. Very powerful words, so to speak. And many of us are the results of a ripple effect. Many of us are results of a ripple effect. And if you really look at it from a metaphysical perspective, many of us are the results of the ripple effect. Pregnancy. When a woman finds out that she's pregnant, because of what she did with that man, whether she was raped, whether she was molested, whether she did it a one-night stand, whether she wasn't expecting, they was going raw dog, having a good time, that is something that can stimulate the ripple effect that will last for 18 or 20 years or for the rest of your life, as long as the children are alive. I'm saying that's just the form of a ripple effect. Don't kill the messenger. It's just the message we talk and share here. We're just sharing the message. So, ripple effect refers to a situation in which one event causes a series of other events to happen. It is a series of things that happen as the result of a particular action or event. So, and we were speaking about cause and effect. So ripple effect is like a cause, it's like karma. It's karma and deals with cause and effect. So that's why I said yesterday, you got to put out the good cause so you can get the best ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting how I spoke about karma and dharma yesterday and answered questions for people in the audience. People who donated, I answered questions in the audience and all that. But this is going to be a very interesting going down. So for somebody say, so freaking true. Dorothy, yeah, it's a true thing, girl. That ripple effect ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go to the word ripple. You know, I want to go to the word ripple also. Yes, and it can be considered dharma depending on the moral aspect of it. Because remember, dharma takes the karma somewhere, especially when it comes to a moral perspective. But when you go to the meaning of the word ripple by itself, the word ripple, a small wave. Let's go to, hey, you know me, I like to go to the dictionary. The word ripple by itself.
Ripple. Ripple.
Ripple. Lot of mercy. Ripple. Lot of mercy. Ripple. Lot of mercy. The ripple is a small wave or series of waves on the surface of water. Now, remember, the brain floats on water, so a ripple effect can also be on the surface of water like the brain or the body itself, especially as caused by an object dropping into it or a slight breeze. So when knowledge is dropped into the body of water called the brain or the mind, it can cause a ripple effect of information deciding to grow inside of the mind. That's one aspect of looking at it. The second aspect, they said, a type of ice cream with wavy lines or colored flavors syrup running through it. Now, that ripple effect can be very dangerous to your eating habits and to, like KT was talking, you got to be very careful of those ice creams that have a lot of sugar and what could cause diabetes. So you can be eating emotionally. And because of that cause of you eating emotionally and you constantly doing it over the years, the ripple effects is you might end up with diabetes. You might end up with some type of dis-ease. You might. I'm just being real. Somebody said, a lot of mercy. Everybody in the chat say, a lot of mercy. Ah, yes, you know, I love my lot of mercies. So let me put that ripple up. Okay, so the meaning of ripple, a small wave or series of waves on the surface of water, even in air, because when we speak, we're creating ripples in the air also. So when we send out tones or any type of speech that we're saying, and when you say it to people, especially when you're speaking over a microphone, you're sending ripple waves through the air waves, especially as caused by an object dropping into it or a slight breeze. Now, the word effect, the meaning of the word effect, many of us may know that. The meaning of the word effect.
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 A change which is a result or consequence of an action or other cause. That's what they're saying about the word effect. A change which is a result or consequence of an action or other cause. The other one is a state of being or becoming operative. The other one is the extent to which something succeeds or is operative. In physics, the physical phenomenon typically named after its discovery. Then it goes on in physics, an impression produced in the mind of a person. Interesting. Effects. Effects as far as lighting, sound, scenery used in a play, movie, or broadcast. And effects can also be called personal belonging. So there's multiple meanings to the word effect. Now, we can use a multiplicity of these meanings, of course, but we want to stay within the borders of the impressions produced in the mind of a person. I want to use that. I want to use this one also, a change which is a result or a consequence of any action or other cause. So let me copy that and put that over here. And let me copy the last one that I wanted from the physics terminology: an impression produced in the mind of a person. Yes, 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 yes. A lot of mercy. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring it to you. All right. Just want to make sure I got everything written down in my description here. And that's effect. I know. Be patient, family. Be patient. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into the numbers in a few seconds. Be patient with your brother. Going to get into the numbers. All right. So we got ripple. And I like I say, I like to go to the dictionary meaning. And we got ripple effects also. Ripple effect. All right. So this allows me to stay where I'm at and stay focused. It allows me to stay focused. When I do this type of stuff, it allows me to stay focused on the meanings, because you're going to find that what the meaning of the word mathematically, how it's connected to even the meaning of the words that we use when we talk about this ripple effect. All right. So patience is a virtue, my family. Patience is a virtue. Ripple effect is a term mostly used in economic circles. Yeah, that's one meaning. That's one meaning. You know what I'm saying? That's one meaning. That's one meaning, but I'm staying with these two. Okay, good. So there's so much to talk about when it comes to this, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it simple. Now, when we go to the numerovational perspective, I got my rod. When we go to the numerovational perspective of the word ripple, like I like to roll my R's, ripple effect, you'll find that in the midst of the both words, they are double letters. In the midst of the both words, they are double letters. And that has a meaning itself. So if a name or a word, like for instance, Billy, he has double L's in his name. Or you might have a name called Morrison and you have double R in your name. When you see the doubling of a letter, not only does it add intensity to the name that it is using, but it also adds the master number frequency. You see 77 in the Pythagorean, 88 in the Chaldean, 66 in the word effect, 66 in the Pythagorean, 88 in the Chaldean. Similar energies connected to these two words. So when you start to see master numbers, because only one word out of the two words adds up to 33, and that's effect in the Chaldean system adds up to the master number 33. So if the number 33 is a healing number, a teaching number, and it's a number of imagination, that means the word effect also brings a form of healing on the positive, a form of imagination on the positive, and a form of teaching on the positive. So usually you can learn from your ripple effect, or you can learn from any effect that might affect your life, because it adds up to a master number 33, just from the word by itself, effect. If you understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat, please. I like people to comprehend what the brother is saying, what I'm saying. People that are on Twitter, TikTok, big up to y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Twitter X, put a number 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Yes. Put a number 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Very simple. It's nothing hard. And please, again, I'm going to keep on scrolling this on the bottom. Like, and I want you to share it with people I want y'all to share it, particularly with people that are on a spiritual journey. They could be religious people if they but as long as they're on a spiritual journey, what I do is not taking you from your religion. It's helping you to be better in your religion. Let me say that again, because there's ripple effects that happen in all religions. There's ripple effects to why we've gotten here to a Judeo-Christian society. There was a ripple effect that made this happen and produced this. Why some of us got into slavery or was captured and taken into slavery, that caused a ripple effect. Because the word ripple in the Chaldean system adds up to a 27, and the word effect adds up to a 27. So both of them are international. In the Pythagorean, the word effect adds up to a 27. And in the Chaldean, the word effect adds up to a 27. Two different systems of numerology, but they still equate to the same number. And the number 27 is the number of creativity and productivity on a positive level, but it also can be a number of uncreative aspect, and it could be unproductive, and it could be someone or something that is second guessing themselves because of the number 27. So people born on the 27 have to be very careful of second guessing themselves and overthinking. Not saying that you're not supposed to think. Don't overthink. You're supposed to meditate, because remember, the 2 and the 7 in both these words represents the ripple effect that if you compassionately, with balance, meditate on what you want to accomplish, that 2 and the 7, you'll have the law of attraction, 7 energy, and that will lead to the number 9, which deals with universal accomplishments, universal goals, universal heightened abilities to do what you have to do, because now you're finishing what you start. Both the words add up to the number 27. And like I said, that number is the number of creativity and productivity, and you will reap the harvest. You will reap the harvest from your ripple effect if you do it on a higher, positive, and productive level. So these words are very significant, and these numbers are very significant because the numbers and their interpretation can help and allow you to be your very best if you are willing to spiral up, family. If you're willing to spiral up. That's all I'm trying to say from my perspective. That's why it's called King Simon Presents the Numerovational Perspective. All of us like to say numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Well, damn it, family, numbers don't lie when it comes to the esoteric, metaphysical science of numbers. Just like it doesn't lie when you add it or subtract it. Now, multiplying is getting a little funny. Big up to Terrence Howard, because 1 times 1 cannot equal 1. That's multiplication. But 1 plus 1 equals 2 all over the world. But Terrence Howard, the master 11 that he's born under, masterfully used his intuition and say, this does not sound right. This cannot be right. 1 times 1 cannot equal 1 if times is exaggerated addition, because 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 1 times 1 cannot equal 1 if it's exaggerated addition. They're just the same. Those are the same symbols. It's just that this one looks like this, and all you have to do is tilt this to the side and spin this to the side, and you'll get this. It's the same symbol. It's the same symbol. Somebody's playing games instead of keeping the purity of the multiplication. Now, the purity of addition is important, yes. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4, But Terrence Howard pointed out something, and he has caused a ripple effect in the scientific community and the mathematician community. A master number. He's born March the 11th, a master number. I can't expect anything less for a master number to do what they do. Because master number 11s, or people born under the master numbers, see what other people don't see. Let me say that again for people born with master number frequencies in their name or in their birthday, in their life path, in the year you're born. If you're born 1984, that adds up to 22. So if you're born under those master number frequency, so if it adds up to a number 22, guess what? You see what other people don't see. If you really tap in, just like Terrence Howard did. Then he said all computers are wrong. Then all of this stuff, all around, as far as the multiplication aspect of it, he's saying it's all wrong. That is profound in itself. That is, and it takes courage, because you got to remember people like him, a brother married to an Asian sister, a brother married to an Asian sister. They're doing, I can only imagine the pillow talk. I can only imagine the pillow talk, to tell you the truth. It's just like Billy and Elizabeth. I can only imagine the pillow talk of advancement and high. And with any relationship, whether it's black on black, black on white, white on white, but pillow talks are very important. The word pillow has the double L, because so the word pillow has the double L, which is the 33. That can have a very healing and learning effect. That's why it's important that couples practice pillow talks, because from your pillow talk, you can create a ripple effect that will last for generations. So that conversation on the pillow, because PILLOW, the master number 33 is in there, and that is the healing, imaginative, and creative number. So pillow talk with your mate, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and your married partners is very important. That's why I love when the Watkins, Boyce and Alicia Watkins, do their pillow talk, because I see the duality of it. Because remember, 33 equals 6. And 6 is the number of balance, harmony, truth, justice, reciprocity, forgiveness. So when you are able to sit down and do a pillow talk, or lay down and do a pillow talk with your woman, or man doing a pillow talk, of women doing a pillow talk with a man, you can find healing and balance in this just because of the master number 33. And I didn't even add up the number. I'm just letting you know the intensity of these master numbers in these words and in your name is very important. And then once you understand the interpretation and how to apply it and work at it and build on it, then there's nothing that you and that person can't do after your pillow talk conversation. I am sure that all these inventions that black men invented, I know it was based on pillow talks with their women. Why? Because why would a black man invent a hair comb? What is the premise of a black man inventing a washing machine when it was the women that was washing the clothes at the river and then drying it at the sun? I used to do this in Jamaica when I lived up in the country and go visit my family in the country. Why would we invent an egg beater or a potato peeler? All of them are attributed to black men, but it was due to the pillow talk with their woman. Pillow talk with their women, because that 33, although it's a male energy, the 3 is a male energy from one perspective, it adds up to the number 6, which is the female perspective. That's a female number. Bringing balance and harmony, intuition into the pillow talk. You have to do the pillow chat. Oh yeah, me and when I finally find another mate, which is gonna be the last and final one, we're gonna do these pillow talks. Because when 2 or more are gathered, that's where the creator is. That's where we create the ripple effect, because the word ripple adds up to a 67, which is a 13, and 13 is the number of power and dominance. It's written in my book. I talk about it in my book. It's the number of power and dominance. So if you want to create a rippling effect that can lead to power and dominance in your life and laying a foundation because of the number 4, is the foundation layer, you got to think on what we're doing. That's why it's important to know what words that we use and try to keep it as simple as possible. Everybody keep on liking and sharing. Keep on liking and sharing with spiritual people that are striving and working on themselves. Keep on liking and sharing and subscribing. Tell everybody to do it, because I'm not even finished yet, because this was inspired by people that did a pillow talk on air on their YouTube channel. And they were sitting up, of course, but Billy and Elizabeth was doing, to me, that was a pillow talk. When they're engaging in conversation, and because I know their numbers, Billy's number is the 4, 1, and 5. Elizabeth's number, according to numerology and the science of numerology, her number is the 5, 1, and 4. You can't make that up when you know the numbers. That's why when they engage with each other and they cohabitate with each other, it's such a harmonious thing. And when I went to their house in Boca, they lived in the number 5 house. The 5 house, the number adds up to a number 5. I'm just saying. And because, remember, they was married on December 4th, I gave them that date because their power numbers, Elizabeth power numbers, is the 5, 1, and 4. And Billy's numbers was the 4, 1, and 5. So you got to connect those dots. That's what I did for them, so they can have a successful marriage and navigate and be in the right place at the right time. Great job. Great job. And they'll tell you, they said it on their live before about me giving them the numbers. So, and they chose another number, and then because of a lot of travel discrepancies and all that stuff, they called me. Elizabeth tagged me again, hit me up, email, text me again, and said, "King, we got to change the date. Can you give me another date?" And I said, "Okay, this is boom, this is it." Boom, they got married in Bora Bora, beautiful place. So pillow talking. And I went there because pillow has the double L's in it. I didn't even break down the fullness of, and one day I'll break down the fullness of the word pillow. But the pillow talking that we engage with each others, with our partners, can create a ripple effect that can have a lasting. Now, when I added the 4 plus the 9, it adds up to 13 again. So when I added the 4 in the Pythagorean system with the 27 on the 9 in the Chaldean system, it added up to a 13 power number again. Power and dominance. But remember, the negative of the number 13 is if it will wreak havoc if you don't use it correctly. I talk about that in my book, the number 13. If you don't, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's one thing I like to do. Learn that from Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine and all of them. Show you better than I can tell you. And this is remember, I said the number 13 is a symbol of power and dominant and dominion, if properly understood. But if it is wrongly used, 13, ripple effect adds up to a number 13 when you break down all the numbers. It adds up to a number 4 when you break it all the way down to 4, and it adds up to a number 9. Effect adds up to a number 9, and 9 plus 4 equals 13. So I use this and say, okay, and it says, if wrongly used, it will wreak destruction. The ripple effect can be very destructive along the way if you did something wrong if you put out the wrong thing, if you dropped the wrong knowledge in somebody's head, if you did something wrong, just like the Menendez brothers. Obviously, they was abused by their mothers or fathers. They killed their mother and father because of the heavy abuse and battery that they gave them. I mean, it was crazy with the Menendez brothers, and they end up taking their mother and father's life. And the Menendez brothers, just with the name M, with the letter M, that's a number 4. So it can tell me that you could go down the route of mental issues just with the letter M. And M in both systems of numerology adds up to the number 4. I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up. I study history, I study past, present, and look into the future. Not like I'm trying to, like I'm fortune telling, but people lump numerology into fortune telling because we study patterns, cycles, and sequences. And if you continue with the same patterns, cycles, and sequences, obviously you're gonna do the same thing. It's just like doing something over and over again and trying to get a different results. That's insanity. I'm going to have to break that word down. Insanity. And in the Chaldean system, when I add the 9 plus the 33, the 9 plus the 33 equals 42, which is a 6. 42 by itself means something. So when I go to the composite numbers or the compound numbers in his book about 42, he says 42 has the same meaning as 24. So I can go to my book. Now that I know 42 has the same meaning as 24, that before it gets to the 6, in my book, the word ripple effect, the words ripple effect, because 24 is the symbol of assistance from those in high-ranking positions. According to some older studies of numbers, it is known as a promising number when it appears in connection to the future. The number 24 vibration or person known to have an energy that can be very favorable with the opposite sex because of its apparent central magnetism. So the word ripple effect, so what you put out there that can cause a ripple effect can have a magnetism to it because it adds up to the 42, which is the same meaning of 24, which deals with the number 6, which is a magnetic number. So what you put out there, what you drop in the water can also come back at you. What you drop in the water of the mind can also come back to you. If you drop anything in the water of time, it can come back to you and have a ripple effect because it's magnetic. It pulls back. It's a magnetic energy. Family, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Say that again. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So I'm telling you, I'm showing you how to read books like mine, but particularly my book because I delve into multiple different systems of numerology while I was studying and doing cross references to put my book together for mental stability. Remember, it's called Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. So I want to go to this book and I want to touch on this book. And y'all have seen me bring out these books before. Numerology, Language of Life by Ruth Dreher and Numerology Handbook by Tanya Gabriel. I'm not making no money from their books. I just recognize good information, just like I recognize it in Lloyd Strayhorn books, one of my teachers, one of my babas. These are my teachers too. Gotta shout the Baba out, of course. Love him to death. Love him to life also. Love him to life and death. TikTok, are y'all all right? TikTok, are y'all all right? If y'all all right, put a number 1 in the chat. Put a number 1 in the chat if y'all all right. Now I'm going to delve into the meaning of the double P and the double F, because we touched all of those other numbers on the outskirts, which was the expression number or the expressive number. Remember, the fullness of the name or the word, when you add up all the numbers connected to it in the Pythagorean and the Chaldean, it's called the expressive number or the number of expression. What that word expresses is a number 13, which is a 4, 67, 13, which is a 4. So it's giving me 3 levels of that, to tell you the truth. It's just that I haven't broken down 67, but 6 and 7 is balance and spirituality. Just 2 words I can give you. 6, balance or harmony. 7, spirituality, research. That's ripple. Just the word ripple alone. They're giving you levels. When you start seeing the doubling of numbers, there's levels to each one of those numbers, but most numerologists will just break it down to 1 single digit, or they'll stop only at the master number. Let me clarify and verify something about master numbers, and if you're connected to any of the master number frequencies from 11 to 99. Although, and I tell my clients this, just because you're born on a master number and you got a lot of master numbers, don't mean you're a master yet. It's just alerting you that you have the potential to be a master if you're willing to put the masterful work to work. So usually it goes right back down to the number 6. If you have a 33 energy in your chart, it'll go right down and revert to the number 6, because you got to build and you got to gradually become the master. If you have 88 in your chart, it'll go down to the 16, which is a 7. So you have to gradually build, and the 7 and the 16 is telling you something before you reach 88. If you have 66 in your chart, boom. And I look for all of your master numbers in every aspect, because I do holistic numerovation. I don't just do numerology. I'm here to motivate you and help you to activate, because I'm trying to cause a ripple effect inside of you. And what does the word ripple effect means again? Let's go back to the meaning that I wrote down. The word ripple effect referred to a situation in which one event causes a series of other events to happen. So when I do a session with you, whether you believe it or not, if you listen over and over to it, then it will cause one event causes a series of other events in your mind, in your brain, because remember, the brain is sitting on water. And when you throw that down in the water, when you throw it and create ripples, like it says, the word ripple means a small wave, a series of waves on a surface of water. So when you get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from something, it creates the series of waves on the surface of water, which the brain is floating on, especially as a cause by an object dropping into it. So when you're dropping knowledge, any one of you out there that are dropping knowledge from your perspective, you are creating a ripple effect in anyone that's listening to you. I don't care if it's one person. I don't care if it's 100,000 people. So when people put out negative stuff, they're creating a ripple effect that can cause depression. That's why a lot of people are depressed on social media, because these celebrities are dropping all types of fake lifestyles and this lifestyle, and then they feel that they should have that lifestyle, and I'm going through this and I need that, and they feeling all this, so they try to live vicariously through the celebrity. But some of them are going through depression. Some of them are taking their life. Some of them are going through suicide. I'm trying to tell you why you think I wrote this book. And I mentioned celebrities that are going through their suicide and their mental issues in the book. I mean, I'm not playing with people, because I went through it being in that entertainment world. I know what it's like. I am you, you are me. We are each other. I understand it. Muhammad Ali used to say, me, we, or we, me. We are a reflection of each other, and people that listens to me or takes my word or do a numerovation session with me, they are a reflection of me. When you decide to book a numerovational session with me, because I'm here to use the numbers connected directly to you to help you to activate it so you can maximize it, so you can apply it to the best of your abilities. Whether you believe it or not, numbers don't give a damn. Damn. Numbers don't give a damn if you believe it or not. Numbers are objective. These are symbols that our ancestors of antiquity in all different cultures studied from each other, but they got it from the ancient melanated people of the past. Went to Greece, became the father of this and all of that. And people went and studied amongst the melanated people, became the father of medicine and all of that. And the one who went and studied in Kemetic and all over Africa and different places in India and with the Moors and all that, and then became the father of philosophy and all that kind of stuff. They took it back to Greece and became the father of this. Because yes, they were the father of it in their country, but they was not the father when they stepped out of their country. So my job as the Numerovator family is to help the ripple effect of your numbers to affect you a little bit better. Whether you do it now or later, remember that those candies, now, eat some now, save some for later. You can do it, take it in now, and it then manifest later. It happens. Believe me. When I've been studying about birthdays and numbers since I was a child, because my grandmother introduced it I seen all the familiarities of her wanting to send a card to everybody, had the big old card box. And then when I went through the 5% and I realized how numbers was very significant and mathematics was very significant, then I went into the Ansar, and the Ansar, every journey I kept on running into numbers. It was not until I left the Ansar after studying Abjad and some form of Kabbalah and Gematria under Dr. Imam Isa, or Dr. York, that y'all call him, back in the 80s, and I left in 88. My journey went back to New York, and I was on radio in 1989 on my birthday, February 1st. Called in while Lloyd Strayhorn was on the line. And Baba Lloyd read my name and my birthday like a book on Gary Bird's show in 1989, February the 1st. And that was the catalyst that stimulated that ripple effect to make me do what I have to do in a constructive manner and not a destructive manner. So let's give all respect to the Baba like Lloyd Strayhorn. Let's give him a round of applause, family. Give Robert, put a bunch of number 7s in there, because he's born under that number 7 frequency. Put a number 7 in the chat. Put a number 7 in the chat for Lloyd Strayhorn. Love my Baba. Love my brother. That is my brother. And he will tell you from his soapbox too that I am his brother. Let's put a number 7 in the chat for Lloyd Strayhorn. And now that I'm well studied and still studying this numbers phenomenon, I created numerovation. Not numeration. Y'all Google up, you'll see numeration. And I kept on Googling, seeing numeration. When I put the O and said numerovation, using your numerals and motivating you, or using the motivation that I learned with studying with Les Brown and studying all these great motivational speakers around the world. Jack Ma, and I studied Tony Robbins, I studied Ian Levanzard, I studied Lisa Nichols. I studied all types of people. Les Brown, I studied with him for a whole month in New York. So when I was able to put these two words, by the grace of the Almighty Creator and the ancestors, that was a very important move. That this numerovation is going beyond, because I'm not just doing numerology, because the word numerology only means the study of numbers. That's all it means when you look it up. And the word was invented by Julia Seton in 1907. A woman. They try to put it off on a man and call him Julian. Her name is Julia Seton, an adopted woman that had a daughter named Juno Jordan, or Jordan Juno, who also wrote a numerology book. You got to know the history of just the word. Although we were studying patterns and cycles and sequences for hundreds of thousands of years, that lady coined the word numerology in 1907. Powerful, because I'm not willing to stop. I don't stop studying. That's right. Put that number 7 for Lloyd, man. Put that number 7. Everybody putting numbers down. You're damn right. That's my brother. Put that number 7. That's right. Uh-oh. What happened to my I was trying to share something, but it's all right. So Instagram, I think, is going to shut down probably in another few minutes. I think it takes an hour to do all of that, I think it takes an hour to do all of that, So sorry, Chaos, I had to go back and make sure comprehensive 42 and Magna, I'm behind. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Lloyd is the brother. Lloyd is, I consider one of his, I consider his book a Bible. His book is the Bible, although there is a book called the Numerology Bible. See, I'm telling you, when I say I study, I don't play with this. There is a book called the Numerology Bible, but this book was written in 2012 by a Teresa Mooney. I don't think she's related to Paul Mooney. But this book is written in 2012. Lloyd Ben had this book. Same size. Both of them have the same sizes. Both the same. But Lloyd covers a lot. I believe Lloyd covers much more than what's in this book. He covers a lot. And because he's under that number 7 energy, he had to do the deep dive research. Where, because I'm born under that number 1 frequency, I like to get straight to the point. I don't like to dilly-dally. That's why my book ain't a bunch of thick books. So I like to get straight. When I'm talking about mental stability, I'm going straight to the point. When I talk about health, I go straight to the point. I don't dilly-dally around it. And then I'll give you references in the back of the book so you can go study for yourself. When I talk about numbers are simple, people are complicated, I don't dilly-dally with it. When I talk about no promotion is bad promotion, I go straight into it. That's what a number 1 does. People born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, they're supposed to go straight in, straight punch, not a hook punch. You might get that block. Straight punch, a Wing Chun punch. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. But yes, there is a numerology Bible written by Maury. Her name is Teresa Maury, not Mooney. Teresa Maury. More-E. Figure that one out. Let's see where that comes from. So, before I close out, I promised that I was going to finish off the 7788 from 2 different perspectives. Yes. Show your respect to that man, bro. He's been doing it. He's been doing numerology. Lloyd been doing numerology more than most of these numerologists out here. These new numerologists, these new people. Lloyd been doing it since 69. 69. Think about that. And the 1969 adds up to what? 1 + 9 + 6 + 9 equals what? 25. And Lloyd is born on the 16th. And that 2 + 5 = 7. 1 + 6 = 7. Lloyd started doing his numerology after astrology and then blended the 2 in 1969. 2 years after I was born. Go figure that one out. No, numbers is a big part of everyone's life. I'm talking to people on TikTok. I'm talking to people on Instagram. I'm talking to people on YouTube. I'm talking to people on Twitter X. I'm talking to people, all of y'all. All of y'all. How important it is. So, in closing, 77, from her perspective, she wrote this book in 1990. Ruth Dreher. She says 77, and we're connecting it to the word ripple. 77 is the wise vibration, or the wise ones who can assist others with the experiences necessary to achieve absolute truth and faith in themselves. So when you see 77 in a word or in your name, or the double P's in your word or your name, it's alerting you of the wise one or the wise energy who could assist others with the experience necessary to achieve absolute trust and faith in themselves. So ripples can help guide you to absolute trust in yourself and your faith in yourself, having that ripple. But it depends on what is causing the ripple in your mind, in your body, in your soul. Because there's always a negative side. And remember, 77 adds up to 14, which is a 5. So she goes on to say, these energies or people will have specially developed senses so that they can see below the surface and know their own divinity. So when you see 77 in any word or any name, there's a deeper meaning and a deeper dive you have to take. Because what causes the ripple to make the ripple in the first place? When you throw a stone in a lake and it creates a ripple, we forgot about the stone because we're so focused on the ripple. The stone is falling to the bottom. The stone is falling to the bottom, and it's creating a ripple effect as it's going down because that stone was not there before. So it changes that whole paradigm as it's going to the bottom. People don't realize when the ripple affects you, you can change your whole paradigm. What you say, what you do for your children, or what you say to your parents, or what your parents have said to you can create a ripple effect that can be constructive or destructive. That's the theme of this broadcast. That's the theme of the constructive and destructive ripple effect. That's the premise of this broadcast. So when you have master numbers in it, 77 and 88, what she says about 88. 88 balances, bringing evenness into all walks of life. So when 88 shows up in a name, it's supposed to bring evenness into all walks of life, wisely bridging the inner and outer worlds of reality. So the rippling or the ripple is supposed to bridge the inner and the outer world. Isn't numerology or the study of numbers a beautiful thing? When you can find the interpretation and get you can get many people's perspective. You don't have to just take my perspective. Go get everybody's perspective. That's why I said it's called holistic numerovation or holistic numerology. You got to look at it from a whole perspective, because if you miss a piece of it, you don't get the whole. And yes, there's more. You got the vowels in there. You got the vowels you can pay attention to. You got the consonants you can pay attention to. When it comes to the human, you got the birthdays you can pay attention to. And all of them have a significant interpretation that can give you guidance. If you're willing to open up your mind, your heart, your spirit, your soul, and train yourself to be better. Soul, and train yourself to be better. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Let's go to 66. We already broke down what 88. She says, balances, bringing evenness into all walks of life, wisely bridging the inner and outer worlds of reality. So even the word effect has the same effect. But when we go to the 66, people or energy with that number, those double F's, or with those 66 showing up, people or energy who teach service or came here to bring service as something that comes from the caring heart. Their responsibility, or its responsibility, will be to demonstrate loving and joy while assisting others to become more aware of the beauty in life. So the effect, the word effect, is here if you're on a positive vibration, is to bring the beauty in life, even after you've gone through turmoil, even if you've gone through the imbalance. Because the number 66 adds up to a 12, which is a 3, and 3 can deal with recklessness. You can go down a reckless road. You can be a scandalous. You can be reckless with your mouth and reckless. And when you're reckless with your mouth, it causes a ripple effect also. When you're reckless with your mouth. Let's go to so we got all those numbers breaking down from this book. And there's another, of course, meaning coming from this book. And like I said, like I promised, I said I'm going to come from both these perspectives. Their perspective. Respect the perspective. Because every one of you, other people look at you from different perspectives. Let's be real. The way your mama and your daddy see you is absolutely different. Your father sees you one way. Your mother sees you another way. Your brother sees you from another perspective. Your sister sees you from another perspective. Your cousin sees you from another perspective. Your friends see you from another perspective. Your teacher sees you from another perspective. Your boss sees you from another perspective. Respect the perspective. That's why I'm willing to share books and all that kind of stuff and say, hey, it's all right to respect the perspective. It's a beautiful thing when you understand perspective. So, going to 7, let's go to 88, since 88 is already here. Let's go to 88 in her book. Tanya Gabriel, the handbook, the numerology handbook, hardcover. Oh yeah, I spend money on good books now. I don't be playing. And people probably say, King Simon must have a whole library of numerology and astrology. Yes, I do. I have a whole library of numerology and astrology book. That's right. I do. Praise the Lord. Praise Buddha. Praise Jesus. Praise Muhammad. Praise Ra. Ra. So let's go to 88 and what she says about the number 88 in her book. The number 88 in her book, it says, the number 88 in both these frequencies of words, it says, able to manifest anything, ripple and effect. The ripple effect enables you to manifest anything with the vibration of the 88. And it might take short term or long term, because we know the ripple effect usually can be a short term or long term. It goes on to say, she says, designed to determine the outcome of your future by using the intense force of your creative imagination. That's the word, the 88. The 88 is that particular energy, that particular frequency that is designed to determine the outcome of your future by using the intense force of your creative imagination. That's the ripple effect. Man, this is so beautiful from her perspective. And there's more, but I'm not going to get into. Let's go into 66 and let's go to 77 because that's right, the page right before. Let's go to 77 from her perspective. She says 77, the energy of the 77 in names or words, able to penetrate straight into the core of any matter. Able to penetrate to the core. What did I just say about the rock creating that ripple effect? That ripple, when you throw the rock in, boop, and then it creates that big spiral, that concentric circle, and it ripples outwardly. Look what they just said. Able to penetrate straight into the core of any matter. That's what ripple does. That's what a ripple does. That's what makes us admire the ripple when we're at the lake. Because again, the word ripple means a small wave or series of waves on a surface of water, especially as a cause by an object dropping into it or a slight breeze. So she just said about the number 77, within the word ripple, able to penetrate straight into the core of any matter. Then she goes, designed to release others from mental and spiritual pain. When we look at ripples, some of us meditate on the ripples. Some of us meditate on the ripples in our bathtub. When you see drops of water just dropping in the tub while we're taking a bath, there's a ripple. What did she just say? The number 77 is the vibration that's designed to release others from mental and spiritual pain. When you meditate on the ripple and where that ripple is going, sometimes it's a meditative way, and it releases pain because it's taking you away from your regular norm of the day when you study and look at ripples, especially people born under water signs and people born under those water numbers. I'm showing you how to read these books. I know a lot of people just buy them for themselves and they want to look at the numbers and see what it means. And oh my God, a purpose. Oh my God, this is what it is. Oh my God, I better do it. Rah, 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 rah. Whatever. Rah, rah, rah. You got to use the interpretation to make you better. And what does she say about 66? 66. The vibration of the 66 within the word effect, the double F's. So if you have a double F in your name, you have double P's in your name, they mean something that adds something to that first name, middle name, or last name that can also help you along the way once you interpret it properly. I went over time for TikTok. They stopped. Yeah, I know. I be getting so compassionate. I mean, yeah. If y'all get my compassion, please put the number 1 in the chat. I just get compassionate about what I say because I really know this can work. I really know this can work. I've really seen it work for people, myself included. Last but not least, 66. She says the 66 energy, able to easily step into responsibilities. The effect, easy to step into responsibilities, designed to nurture, since you or that energy embodies the mastery of the mother and father principles. So the 66, which is the effect of the double F, it is the embodiment of the mother-father principle. And it says, able to help transform other people's emotional state through joy and gratitude on its positive effect. You can transform people emotional state through joy and gratitude. That's why I like to laugh. That's why I like to joke. That's why I like to smile with people. I want to make sure that my ripple effect transform other people's emotional state through joy and gratefulness and gratitude. Very good books to have. Let me show you all the books that I showed you. Tanya Gabriel. I see why she do what she do with that Tanya Gabriel. I don't know her birthday, but once I read those names, Ruth Drea, I know why she do, because that word Ruth adds up to a master number also. I know why she does why she do. I showed you the numerology Bible. Maury, that's Teresa Moray or Moray. You see the double O's there. You see the double O's. I know why she does why she does. Of course, I showed you King Simon. My last name adds up to a number 22, so I got this. My internal numbers, my soul urge adds up to a master number 11, so I got this. And of course, Baba Lloyd Strayhorn. Lloyd got those double L's, baby. That Lloyd, that LL Cool J. But LL represents that 33. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. On that note, family, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and drop some knowledge. The kind of knowledge you will never find in college. But I'm so happy to be with all of my brothers and brethren and sisters. I'm just having fun, man. Remember, the word ripple effect refers to a situation in which one's events causes a series of other events to happen. It is a series of things that happens as a result of a particular action and event. I hope my action and this event cause a ripple effect in your very soul, your very being. I hope you share, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you need to do. Share this with all your friends. Share it with everybody, at least 5 to 10 people. Share it with those. Anytime you see somebody's going through a spiritual journey, share my broadcast. Just say, yeah, you know what? Check him out. Don't force them to do any numbers with me. Don't force nobody. Don't force your children. Don't force your teenage children. Don't do none of that. Just say, hey, you know what? I want to share something that's interesting, that's palatable for the being, for you. And if you're open to it, if you really looking, and you gotta make sure they're really looking, because obviously if you're on my platform, you're really looking. You're really working on yourself. I'm still working on myself. I am not perfect in this realm. I'm perfect in the spiritual and the soul realm, but I'm not perfect in this realm. The soul is perfect. This physical body, that's why the Quran says we were created perfect, but yet imperfect. Imperfect. I'm cool with that. There is imperfection, but there is a perfect energy that cannot be destroyed in all of us, no matter how. But when you come through here and use it in a deplorable manner or a disrespectful manner, and you're disrespecting your health and disrespecting people, whoo, man, you got to be very careful, because you will get that ripple effect. And of course, the word effect, a change which is a result or consequence of an action or other cause. An impression produced in the mind of the person. I hope I made an impression on all of your minds out there. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter X, Facebook, all of them. I hope I made a grand impression. Even my friends, enemies, and my family, I hope. And if you're an enemy, you'll become a friend. If you understand what I'm saying, you'll become a friend. If you're a troll, you'll become a friend. If you really open your mind to it one day, you'll become a friend. That's one thing I've learned over the years. People become friends over the years, even if they're friends from afar. Even if they're family from afar. You might not talk to any of your family because of the ripple effect that was caused in your family due to whatever happened, whatever traumas. It's all right. It's all right. Remember, in the Chaldean, it adds up to 42, which is a 6. 6 deals with balance, harmony, truth, justice, reciprocity, forgiveness. In the Pythagorean, it adds up to a number 4, 13, 4, power, dominant, dominion. 4 is the foundation. You still got to lay the foundation for this ripple effect to manifest itself and build, build, build. Build on the thrill of life and its glory and its greatness, not on the ills of life that can be destructive. Don't do it to yourself. All right? Family, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been your brother, King Simon, the minister, King Simon, numerovational minister, King Simon. Quick coup, because I was born on a Wednesday. Family, this has been the ripple effect, a numerovational perspective. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it in every way. Thank you all. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. Peace! Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are mere fragments from the periphery of the African cultural and spiritual system. And so I'm still making that statement that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are fragments from the periphery of the African spiritual and cultural system.
The legend Professor James Smalls with special guests Destiny Pendarvis and Tassili Ma'at. Get your tickets at Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Get them now.
Eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one us. This is Professor Imhotep, the Island Monk, here at Warrior Kido Jiu-Jitsu, Way of the Warrior Spirit. So we're here to go over the rules and try to make that as swift as possible for you guys. So the rules essentially are very few. Number one is to follow us on TikTok at the Island Monk, or if you have Instagram, you can follow us at Warrior Temple, Island University, or if you really love us and want to show us support, you can follow us at both. you're going to find the Kata Shodachi, and you're either going to duet us on TikTok or collab with us on Instagram and win 10 tickets for every additional video you do beyond that. So as we say with all the warriors, eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one, us.
Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful. When in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, numerovation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.